everybody, it's Cooper here. I've got a really awesome pickup video for you today. I've got a lot of stuff here, and a wide variety of stuff too. And also, actually I guess it's not that big of a variety, but very cool stuff and lots of boxed stuff. So, and I got a package also. So, I have stuff here from, a lot of stuff from eBay. I have a package, like I said, from a YouTuber. I have stuff from Target, and stuff from the pawn shop. Yeah, so first I'll start off with what I got at Target. First up, I picked up a roll of duct tape, but this isn't normal duct tape. This is Super Mario Brothers duct tape. And as you can see, like, it's got all the characters on there, and you know, it's got the logo and everything, and I thought that was really cool. And I made sure to get like the best condition one. They had a bunch of them, and a lot of this like ceiling on the back was poked out and everything, so I managed to find one that was in good shape. And this is just like a cool thing for the collection, like a really odd piece that not many people are going to have in the future. And that was $6.99, which is how much like all their duct tape is, so it's not like it was overpriced or anything. And the other thing that I got there is actually really cool, and I wasn't expecting to find this. I went in to look at the Mario toys, like I normally do, to see if they had any new ones, and I didn't see any new ones. So as I was walking out, I was walking by all the trading cards that they have by the registers, and I saw this out of the corner of my eye. It's not supposed to be there. They don't have any Mario toys there, except for those little ones that come in the balls that are like the pull-back cars. Other than those, they don't have any Mario toys up there. All the toys are in the back with the rest of the toys, and they haven't carried this this series for a couple months now, so I'm really glad that I found it. And it is a Luigi. It comes in this huge oversized box. I have one more that is a Wario. Cool that I could get another one from the series. Unfortunately, like I said, they don't carry these anymore. So I was really lucky to find this, and this was like $8.99, just like the rest of them. So I thought that was pretty cool. Next up, I guess I'll go through the pawn shop stuff that I got. I went there a bunch, but I only bought stuff 2 times I went. This first stack I have to show you is stuff that I got from the back. They brought the games out, and let me look at the stuff in the back. So I picked out a bunch of games here, and then I've got a big stack of PS2 games that I picked out when I took my computer. It had the list of the games I had, so I picked out a bunch of those. So first up is one DVD, and that is Snow Day. And this is a Nickelodeon movie. If you guys haven't seen it, I watched this as a kid and I really liked it, so I picked that up. That was like $1. And then, let's see, all these games here that I picked up, I think every game from the pawn shop I picked up was $2. So first up, for the GameCube, Soul Calibur 2. I thought I had this, but I checked my list and I didn't, so got that. This is the only one that I got to sell, because it's the only one I already have, and that is Resident Evil for the GameCube. What was really weird is that I went in the day before that I bought these. I looked at all the games. I only picked up some because I didn't want to carry a bunch, and no one else is going to buy them because they're in the back. And I did not see this one. This was not in there. So it was really weird, but glad that I got that. Next, for the PS2, The Suffering. Also for the PS2, Burnout Dominator. I think that's the last... I think this is the last Burnout game that I needed on the PS2. I lied. I got one more game to sell. That is Halo 2. Just another copy. I literally have 4 or 5 copies of this now to sell. That's not including the 3 that I have in my own collection. Call of Duty 3. Battlefield 2, The Simpsons Hit and Run, and Jade Empire Limited Edition. I thought that I already had this one, but I came home and checked and I didn't have it, so I went back and got it. So, very awesome. Some cool games for the 3 disc systems I collect for, besides Wii. And then the next time I went, I picked up a bunch of PS2 games. And like I said, I had my computer with me this time, so I could check and see which ones I needed still. So none of these are great titles at all, but They're not bad. There's no sports games in here, so I was happy to pick these up, add them to the collection. Like I said, they were $2 each. So first up we have Peter Jackson's King Kong. We have the Da Vinci Code. Then we have Ultimate Alliance 2. I still need the first one, and I feel like I've seen it all over the place, but I never picked it up. And there's a sticker on the back for 20 bucks from Gamers Inc., which is that game store that you guys saw in the last video. But I got that, like I said, they're all $2. The Punisher, I really thought that I had this one, but I guess I picked it up on the Xbox instead, so got that on both of the systems now. The Haunted Mansion, this one's missing the movie ticket that it's supposed to come with, which is not a big deal, but I'd like it to be complete since it does specify on the cover that it has it in there. So, I mean, if you have a copy of this game and you're okay with getting rid of that ticket, just let me know. I'd be interested in it. Or if you have a complete copy you want to get rid of. The Polar Express. Cabela's Dangerous Hunts. I have Dangerous Hunts 2 and Dangerous Hunts 2009, but I didn't have the first one. Amplitude. This one has a really thick manual. It's really heavy. Spider-Man 3. There's so many Spider-Man games. I thought I had them all. I didn't even know they made 3 for the PS2. The Thing. I think I also have this one on the Xbox. Evil Dead, Fistful of Boomstick. I do have this one on the Xbox. Ghost Rider. DDR Max 2. Cue Ball, Billiards Master. Sly 2, Band of Thieves. I think I have all the Sly Cooper games now. That's cool. And Devil May Cry 3, Dante's Awakening. I had the limited edition one, but I didn't have this one, so I was really surprised when I looked it up on my list, because I really thought that this is one I already had. So, very awesome to add that many PS2 games to my collection. I think currently I'm just under 600 PS2 games, which is very awesome. Next up, I got a package in from DoomWaves, and this is actually a donation that he sent me. There's a note here. It says, Cooper, here is the game as promised. I'm glad to contribute to your collection. I got into making YouTube videos because of you, plus a few other YouTubers, so keep up the good work. Thanks, Chance, DoomWaves. So it's always really cool to hear that I have inspired people to start their YouTube channel or start collecting in general. It's always awesome to hear that. So if I did inspire you, let me know, because it's very awesome. And he sent me a copy of Jimmy Connor's Pro Tennis Tour for the Super Nintendo. And it's missing the manual, but the game in box is here, which is very awesome. It's a game I didn't have, so I'm very happy to add this to the collection. If you have a manual, please let me know. I might actually have one already. I'm not sure. I'll have to check. But thank you, DoomWaves, for sending me this way. And the link to his description will be in the link to his channel will be in the description. So definitely check him out. Next up is another boxed Super Nintendo game that I bought off eBay. I saw that it was about to end, and it didn't have any bids, and it's complete, and it's not in bad shape, so I put my bid in, the lowest bid I could, and I won. So I ended up paying like $5.50 with free shipping for this, and that is Wolfchild. Pretty cool game to add to the collection. I had this before on the Genesis, but like you guys know, I don't collect Sega stuff. So it was just one of the games that was passing through my hands at the time. But I always thought that it was a cool title, and it looks pretty cool, so glad to add that to the collection. All the rest are Nintendo 64 and Game Boy Advance games. Everything's boxed, but there's two games that I got where the sellers were stupid enough to ship boxed games in these. And when I buy games off eBay that are boxed, I make sure to message every seller and ask them to please either ship it in a box or to flatten the box out and place it between cardboard flaps. And then if you do that, you can ship in one of these and it's fine. That's what I normally do. I flatten out the box and everything and put it between cardboard flaps and tape it together so there's no way of the box getting bent up. But for some reason, sellers don't check their messages, or they choose to ignore it, or whatever. But I actually had like four or five of these games arrive in bubble mailers, and luckily only 2 of them were damaged, which it still pisses me off because I did message them and they just choose to ignore it. So the first one I'm probably going to be keeping because it's not too bad, but the second one I'm probably going to be returning. Unless they want to send me a refund and let me keep it, it's too damaged for me. But so I'm going to get these 2 out of the way and then show you the good stuff. So the first one came in this, and it's an N64 game. It is a sports game, but I'm kind of at the point now where I have all the games that I want besides like the really rare ones. So I'm just kind of like going alphabetically, buying the games I still need. So it's All-Star Baseball 2000, and in the listing there was pictures. It was not crushed at all, but look at it now. The bottom is horribly crushed, the top is horribly crushed, the back is crushed, and it's just in terrible condition. So I'm definitely, I messaged him, I got this today, I messaged him right away, and, you know, I said, look, I sent you a message asking you to ship it in a box or something, you chose to ignore it, and now the box is horribly crushed, and I said I'd like a refund. If he wants me to send it back, then I will, to get my refund. If he allows me to keep it, great. I'm still going to have to replace it in the future, because that's like one of the worst boxes that is in my house right now, and I try not to have any games that beat up in my collection. The second one came in this, another bubble mailer, and it's a Game Boy Advance video that is actually factory sealed. So I was really happy to be getting this sealed, and they shipped it in a bubble mailer, and it got crushed. It is still sealed, but it's crushed, and that is The Fairly Odd Parents Volume 1. And it wasn't crushed in the pictures, but now look at the side. It got crushed up here, which is horrible. It's not as bad as the All-Star Baseball one, so but it's been 3 days now. They have not responded to my messages, so I'm probably gonna have to open up a case with eBay. I will keep it if they decide to send me like a partial refund or something, but you know, I didn't pay like $8 or however much this was for a crushed box. But that leads into the next stuff I have to show you. I purchased a bunch of Game Boy Advance videos, complete in box and some sealed, and I'm trying to get all of these. There's 21 in total. Some of them are pretty hard to find. There's a bunch of Pokemon ones that are really hard to find with the boxes. But I'm glad to have as many as I do now. I have more coming from eBay, actually, so you're going to see them in the next, maybe not the next video, because I'm going to the flea market tomorrow. Going to do a lot of filming, but the next video, I don't know what number it's going to be, but you'll see more of these. And like I said, I'm trying to get them all. There's 21 in total. I have, including that damage one I just showed you, I have 7 so far. So these are all complete. The last 2 are sealed, and they're really cheap. I mean, I don't want you guys to go on eBay and start trying to buy them, like, you know, because I'm trying to get them and all, but they are cheap, and you can find them sealed for very cheap, like under $10 for a sealed one in most cases. So first up is Nicktoons Collection Volume 1, and what's really cool about these is that they're smaller than a regular Game Boy box. Here's one Game Boy Advance game that I bought. I'm just going to show you now just to compare, but that is Camp Lazlo Leaky Lake Games. This is like $3, and it was from the same seller that I bought 2 of these from, so I decided to pick it up. But the Game Boy Advance video boxes are much taller, and they're also thinner. So I think they look pretty cool. They're going to look cool when they're all lined up together, and I can't wait to get them all. But yeah, so Camp Lazlo Leaky Lake Games, just another Game Boy Advance game. It's complete. And then Nicktoons Collection Volume 1, also complete. All these Game Boy Advance video games are complete. So next up is The Fairly Odd Parents Volume 2. Next up is Cartoon Network Collection Volume 1. And for those of you guys that don't know what these are, they basically have 4 episodes on each cartridge. The total runtime is about 44 minutes for each one. And it's just like a video now almost, but for your Game Boy Advance, which is pretty cool. Next up is SpongeBob SquarePants Volume 1. What else is really cool about these is that most of the cartoons that they have for them were from when I was growing up. You know, when the Game Boy Advance came out, I was like in my young teens, so it's very cool to get all these. These last two are sealed. They are All Grown Up, or like Rugrats All Grown Up, Volume 1, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Yugi vs. Joey. Like I said, these are both sealed. And this one actually was shipped in a bubble mailer, but luckily it was not crushed, which is really surprising, but I'm glad that didn't get crushed. And then the last three games I have to show you are Nintendo 64 games. Start off with the least cool, I guess. That is Bass Hunter 64. I just got this in today, and luckily the seller shipped it in a box, like I asked him to. Like I said, I was going in alphabetical order, and this is one of the ones near the top, so I picked that up. It was, I think it was like $6 or $7 of free shipping, and it's not in bad shape at all. Next up is, the last two games are actually really cool. The first one is Mario Golf. I still need Mario Tennis. If you have a complete Mario Tennis that's in good shape, please let me know. Or if you just have the game in the box, let me know. I do have a manual. But I was really happy to pick this one up. I think it was like $22 with free shipping, which is about what I want to pay for Mario Tennis. And all the ones I've seen are like at $35, $40, which is too much. I want to pay between $20 to $25 for Mario Tennis, but so there that one is. Awesome shape, so I'm glad to add that one to the collection. And then the last one, which there's kind of a story to go along with it too, but that is Hey You Pikachu. And this is the last Pokemon game that I needed for the N64, and I was really happy to get this. I paid $39 with free shipping, but when I got it, look at the flaps on the back. Both the flaps are warped, so it doesn't close all the way, and it won't stay closed properly. I've heard a bunch of tips about how to straighten them out by putting them between cloth and ironing them. Unfortunately, I don't have an iron, so I don't know. I did get a $5 refund from the seller, so I paid $34, which is a pretty good deal, but you know, I would like to replace the box, and I think I will be getting a box for it from someone else. I actually already have the deal lined up, so this box will, I guess, be up for trade or sale or whatever in the future, but not yet. And of course, it's got the cartridge with that, the quick start guide and the manual, the VRU adapter, and the original microphone with the original foam cover, which is not that easy to find. You would think it's just a little foam cover, what's the big deal, but this is actually the original one. And the original microphone actually under here has the Nintendo 64 logo on there, which you can't see, but it is there. So I'm glad to have the original microphone and everything with it. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, the next video will be a flea market video. I'm going to take footage there as much as I can, and probably do a little filming on the way. Probably speed it up like I normally do. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.